So with all this talk of economy and blaming everything on everybody, where is our role as business owners with the changing times, as it always happens, because life is constantly changing and also business changes and evolves? How can we start taking, more responsibility and also start being really in charge of our own economy instead of relying on, what's going on in our environment is today's episode. So let's get to it. So I wanted to share something really important because I keep seeing this all around, and this is like part 3, I think, of this whole economy thing, because it has a lot to do with your mindfulness in your mind, or what people call mindset, but I don't like that word. I like to use your mind or mindfulness around the subject of money, our money stories. If you haven't listened to it, I do have an episode about healing generational money, trauma. It's a couple episodes back. I'll link in the notes to see what episode exactly it is. But I did want to share the importance of us, that we have control of our own economy. We have control of our own money coming in. I'm going to share with you some examples. This is not some fluffy, make you feel good things. These are things I've actually done in my own business that have really helped me grow. And I'm here going to be sharing with you the why, and why it could be a good idea for you as well if you're in a similar situation as me, or you're wanting like a cash injection in your business. So let's get to it. So we're probably, like, you remember that most of us spend a lot of money on education, on learning like new techniques, and and also like workshops and mentoring, and learning the hottest, newest trick or tips out there, right? And I think we have to get to a point also where we start trusting our intuition, and we start trusting ourselves and believing in what we have to give as professionals, as service providers, as business owners. And that is a huge mindful tip for you today, is that start stepping into your boss CEO mode, that you are not the employee, okay? In your business, you are the real brains of the operations. Without you, if you burn out, if you don't have that drive to be the boss in it, it's really time to start rethinking if it's really a good fit for you. And there's nothing wrong with commission. To be honest with you, the most money that I've made in the beginning, now it's different, a different level, right? But in the beginning of my career, I made the most money being on commission. So I don't think commission is a bad thing when done properly. And it was awesome because I didn't have to take a lot of the expenses and cost. But we're talking about bosses today, because you're the boss of your business. You decide to become a business owner, and that comes with a different mind and a different mindfulness in it. I am not downplaying or putting you down, that there are really genuine hard situations and circumstances that happen. And the hardships happen in business and in life, okay? If you don't know this about me, I went through a really crazy, personal hardship this year, crazier than I ever done, and I will not share details on that ever, because it's not my place to. I don't want to, but I did want to give that acknowledgement that there are things that are really hard in business and in life that will affect you, okay? Because this whole thing that we can have this perfect balance, like the freaking scale on each side of life and business, is BS. I really feel in my heart of hearts, and as I'm starting to grow more, that one affects the other. So I need to have a good home life to have a good business, and I need to have a good business to have a good home life. It's like a business of both worlds. One shouldn't overtake the other, but we are in a world where we need to sustain ourselves. We need to buy food. Money is a beautiful thing, and it is a thing necessary for us as well. So I did want to acknowledge that. First, let's step into the 5 things that I really have helped me grow, not only in my business, as personal life, okay? So let's get started with the first one is why you create. You are the big business service provider and the one providing your own why. So it's really important to understand that you create your own economy. You are the one, you're the service provider. You already have the keys and knowledge. Even if you just got out of beauty school, like you know more than the average person about hair and a lot of beauty services and a lot of knowledge in beauty in general. Okay, so I think it's really important that we start owning up to us that we are creating our own business and we create our own economy, that we can bring in more money if we need to. And, we can go ahead and choose, to be like pushed around with this whole thing of like scarcity and people being scared that people are not spending. But I truly do not believe that. I cannot blame my circumstances on other people. I really need to take responsibility for my own life and my own economy and my business. And if right now you're like, okay, Celeste, that's nice to hear, but right now I am like struggling, or my business, I noticed that compared to last year, it's less. What are some things that you have done that are really helping you? So I want you to tap into your biggest strength. For me, it's hairstyling, okay? Color, I love color. Like, I'm so passionate about it, and I still do it, but I don't do it as often. But hairstyling is something that I've always loved. Like, even after doing a big color correction, I never skimped or skipped the styling portion of it. And so I've been working since beauty school to try to master freaking updos, and it took me a while, but I'm going to that level now, and I love doing them. I practice. I can go on the fly and make one up, and it took a lot of practice on my side, but I've been able to create this other economy in my business where I can do a lot of bridal styling now. I can, there's a lot of the people don't talk about this, and I can see why a lot of people go into bridal. There is a lot of money with it. It comes with a lot of responsibility, but again, it comes with you being able to acknowledge that you create your own economy. You know the services that you're giving are good, and that you have that knowledge to give, and you don't have to do it everything. Like, learn from me. There's only certain hairstyles I'm doing because that's what I love to do, number one, and that's where my strength. You're not gonna see me doing this big ass crazy updo. Like, that does not fit me, my brand, nor my strengths. So I know where to stay in my lane. So that would be my big thing for you, to realize that you really are the creator of your own economy. You are the freaking boss, and you have the skills already necessary. And if you need a cash injection, what skills do you already have? You do not need to go learn something new. You do not need to go invest in something new. What skills do you already have that people are asking you all the time to do that you're holding back yourself on? Because for the longest time, people have been asking me and begging me to do makeup and to do hairstyling, but I was like, no, I'm not good enough. And I want to share you my story. One of my friends, she, that's not her strongest, and she knows that. She's told me this. I'm not putting her down. But she loves what she does, and she's been doing it, and she was such a big inspiration for me. Like, wow, look at this woman. Like, she knows, like, hey, Celeste, this is not my biggest strength. I know I'm not the best, but I love doing this. And she's been growing, and her business has been growing, just doing something that she loves because she loves it. People can see that she has that belief in it. And, even for me, I was like, wow, she can do that. Like, why can't I? Why can't I believe also in my hairstyling skills? Why can't I also believe in my own makeup skills to be able to go to that next level? And, if people are really wanting that service from me and is able to generate another source of income, why not do it? So look for that in your own business, because part 2 of this, it's your choice, okay? So you get to make the choices for what's next. And I want to give you a little behind the scenes in my own business, why I decided to go a little bit more into bridal. First of all, my business is a little bit different than everybody else's, but if you don't know, in 2020, I got the COVID. In 2021, I went through a whole year of recovery to learn how to reopen my hand. And we're in September of 2022, and literally my hand is finally able to open up without the excruciating pain, my left hand, that I used to have. And right now, it's the point where people are asking, my old clients are asking me, and new clients are asking me, hey Celeste, are you gonna go back to doing foils? I don't know. That's really up in the air right now. So I'm like, okay, so I don't want to do that. So it's my choice to make at this moment. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do foils. I love balayaging, and I don't want to do too much of it because I don't want to overextend my hand. So that is choices that I need to make, and I am making the choices in my business that are making my business grow and make sense for my lifestyle and what I'm able to do, because I have also, children and other responsibilities at this moment. Why the heck does that matter for you? Because it's your choice to make. It's your choice to decide what option fits you best. Number 2. So don't wait for, your business to have an influx of clients. Don't wait for the economy to be its best perfect thing. We need to quit waiting for the perfect timing, because there's no such thing as perfect timing. I planned this morning to have my coffee as soon as I woke up with my pumpkin spice, creamer. That's made out of oat milk, but my stomach is having a little bit of heartburn, so that plan changed really quick because my needs were different. And I'm sharing that because you can utilize that same example for your own life. You probably have different needs in your own personal and business life, and financial goals that you want to meet. So instead of being in this mind and making decisions out of because you're scared, or because everybody's talking about, not everybody, but so many people are talking about scarcity and this whole R word of the recession. What about if we tap back into that you have created the life that you have right now? And you have the limitless, potential of making more money if you want to, of offering more services if you want to. There is enough for everybody. And I did want to share this other part of this, and I'm really going to be really open-hearted in this one and trying to help others, because I am just so tired of this recession thing and people not really helping others to what you can do at this time. When I said there's enough for everybody, so now that I'm in bridal, I cannot, there's no physical possible way that I can do 20, 18, 10, 8 services by myself. Okay, more than 5 services by myself. I choose not to be crazy like that, number 1. Number 2, there is enough for everybody. So I've been teaming up, helping and giving business, literally, because I am booked, to other stylists around my area. Now, to some people, they'll be like, oh, Celeste, that is so dumb. You're giving away your clients. No, on the contrary. I am helping that client out. I may not be able to physically do the service for them, but I can help them out by giving them a good, trusted resource. And I'm also helping somebody else in my industry, because we're all part of this family. We're part of this community, a limitless resource, because there's enough to go for everybody, that I can do that. And it's been beautiful. I have no expectations of getting anything back. I don't charge commission. I know people can go, oh, you should be charging commission and this and that. I don't live my life like that. And I live my life like it's this river of flowing blessings. And anytime I collect money, and it goes back to our money story. When I collect money, when I give business, to others, I am literally helping that river of resource to be handed out and blessed to other people, not just to myself, because it comes back around. It's a river. It's like the river goes to the ocean and it comes back through, right? It's the same concept, I believe, in business and in life. And it has been so beautiful to be able to not only help myself, but also help others, and most importantly, help clients. Because right now, at least in the bridal industry where I live at, the demand is super high. And we're getting pretty booked out. This is very new to me, and I'm pretty busy, and I'm pretty blessed about that. And it's so important also that you're willing to, with this part, as we're talking about, it's your choice to make, it's your options to decide what's best for your business, to take responsibility for your actions, and to be really the one that is making it happen. the best mentor, my best tips that I give you on here don't mean nothing if you don't take action. So remember, you're making the change too. Like if you're taking the actions, like that's up to you. So it's your life, and you are the one who gets to decide where you want to go, where you want to be, and it's your choice to make if you want to choose a different option to bring cash injection or bring other sources of revenue that people are asking you for. Don't go, investing on a new skill, because it's happened to me. I've invested in a new skill and I don't like doing it. I don't enjoy it, so I won't do it. For me, it has to do also a thing with passion. Number 3 is really I always love being proactive, okay? So be really proactive. And what do I mean by that? So right now with this whole, I keep hearing the R word. We're just going to call the R word for this episode. I choose not to believe that. I choose to believe that it's true. Like it's changing things, but life is constantly changing, number 1. Number 2, I know you create your own sources of income, right? You're the creator of your life and your business, and you get to take the options and actions that fit best to you. And so I'm being proactive. So what does that mean? Clients, and and you can do this with your own clientele. So take this and run with it. I've been asking my clients about price, because we've been talking about the economy. They work in different things. I have a lot of them tend to be in the medical field, or their husbands own their own businesses. So we've been talking a lot about the R word, the recession, and they've been talking about how everything's going up, and they see it. And it was beautiful because one of them was like, yes, Les, so you need to bring up your prices because we know stuff is going up. And it wasn't just one of them who said that to me. And I was thinking it was really beautiful because they are already in the proactive mindset that, hey, everything's changing. I know my beauty services are about to go up too. And instead of reacting to a situation, they are starting to plan on things that they can change in their own budgets to make time for things that really matter for them, to invest and have their money into beauty services that matter to them, into the experience that matters to them. I'm going to repeat that again, into services and experiences that matter to them. So instead of this whole scared thing, I want to, instead of being all reactionary about everything going on, let's be more proactive. So let's think about, how can I be more abundant in my business and in life? How can I level up the way I think? And how can I level up what I give without burning out? Okay, because if you don't got no juice in your batteries, girl, you can't give out from empty batteries, okay? No matter how much hard I try, if I put batteries that are drained into my remote control, it ain't gonna work as much as I want it to, or I beat up the controller. So the same thing is with you. And I really wanted you to think about the experience thing. Nobody is telling you that. Everybody's oh yeah, the experience. Okay, so I have hot towels. So I have a TV. I know people like some TVs. Some of them like TVs. I like this. I have that for my clients. I give them champagne. Okay, that's cool. But that's not part of the experience. The experience happens there in... This might be a little bit too much, but I just want to share it because it's coming from my heart. The experience happens at the first touch point somebody sees your content, or somebody experiences or sees or meets you for the first freaking time. The experiences happen all the time when they're actually interacting with your business, with your voice, with your personality, which is part of your brand, okay? I'm over this whole color and font thing and, being all aesthetically pleasing as part of brand only. No, it's more important the experience that you give, your voice, your personality. That's part of the experience. So think about, how can you level up your experience? How can you level up your with your clients? And it doesn't mean you have to do more things behind the chair. It can just simply be that, hey, maybe I'm going to be more mindful that if I'm having a hard time at home, I'm not going to share that with my clients. Or when my clients share stories about their personal life, like I'll make sure to be there for them and, support them, but I won't bring my own, personal life into it. Instead of going to be like a support system for them. That's part of the experience that has no additional cost to you, but it can mean the world to a client, because it has meant the world to me when I've had hard times and I've been able to go to a certain beauty service provider that provides that for me. And to be completely honest and candid on here, some of the beauty services that I continue doing to this day, even though I have to drive and I lose like an hour of my day, is because of the experience. It has nothing to do with the type of product they use or how cool or pretty their place looks like, or how many years experience or what new technique they have. It literally has everything to do with the experience. And every time the price goes up, I don't even blink an eye, because the experience is so beautiful. I know that. I expect that. So let's start being more proactive in that part, because we need to be able, part of business is being proactive. Even in 2020, if there's something beautiful that I learned through there, I overthought my freaking launching my products so much. I'm being honest, so freaking much. I missed the boat. And that's fine. I can admit that here. I missed the boat. And now 2 years later, I'm on the boat, and I don't care if I'm too late. I don't care if the big gold rush of, digital products and education went through. I am here for the long game. And that's part of the mind. And that's part of being mindful and having that growth mind, that I can overcome obstacles. I have learned my lessons from that setback, or quote unquote what people would call failure, because now I have this new opportunity that next time something new and I feel my gut is good for me and I should, jump into it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna quit overthinking it. Okay, part 4. We're almost done. Comparison is a thief of joy. End quotes. I forget who says that quote. It's not mine. But it's a quote that really has stuck in my life, that I shouldn't compare my life to anybody else, nor do I wish or want anybody to compare their life to mine, because we're all in different journeys. Even if everything may look beautiful on the outside in my own life, there's many people that if you really knew everything that it took inside of my life, you would not want to trade places. And there may be things in your life that you're going through that are beautiful, that if people really knew what it took to get there, they might not want to go through that to be where you're at today. So remember, to not compare, because it's going to steal your happiness and joy, because we never have a full 360 view of what that person's life is like. We just get a microscopic glimpse. We live 24 hours a day. Okay, I do a social media post, even if I put 5 stories, okay? You get a glimpse of a minute and 15 seconds out of my 24-hour day. That is unfair to compare your life to somebody else's life, right? And I can't compare my life to yours, because maybe I just get a 15-second or a minute and 15-second view of your life on stories, and maybe you don't post all the time. And that's why I think it's so important, and nobody talks to us about, let's stop comparing. Comparing is such a freaking thief of joy. It makes us feel like we're not enough. And it honestly keeps us stuck exactly where we're at. It keeps us in inaction, because not taking action is so comfortable. It's so comfortable to know hey, you know what? I wish I could grow more, or I wish I could launch that podcast. I wish I could become an educator. I wish I could launch that online class. But I don't have time, right? Taking that in action keeps us from potentially failing, because I will be honest with you. There was times with some of my courses, because I had different ones, that I didn't sell the course. I sold one-on-one services, one-on-one coaching, and I got a lot of one-on-one clients off of that. But I didn't sell the course, and I could have been in the place of comparing myself to everybody else which sometimes I would. I'm like, damn, I suck. But I'll be like, no, Celeste, like maybe you didn't sell that course, but look at all these other services that you got to book. Look at all these other people you got to help through like one-on-one coaching. Like, that's amazing. You helped other people. That was your end goal. It may have not been how I thought it was going to be, but it ended up being the way it had to be. And so that was a huge lesson for me, to really stop comparing myself and my goals and what I accomplished to everybody else, because it's my journey. Just like in this life and in this business, it's your journey. And we all go through obstacles. We all have life. I have 3 kids, different ages, going through different stages in their life. And it's a lot. I am a full-time mom, and I still happen to have my business and everything else I do. So I am not saying my life is like the example of all examples. I'm just saying I know how much life can be and how challenging and how many changes can be, but don't compare yourself to others. Be able to be in your own journey and realize part 5 of this, the last tip, is failing, making mistakes, and having failures in business is not the end all game. The end all game is quitting, and failures are the most beautiful lessons that you can ever have in life and in business. And I'm going to share with you why. So last year, I had to close down my salon, and I was in therapy learning how to reopen my left hand. And it was so hard. I felt like a failure. I felt I was bad. Like, I was sad, anxious. I just felt like I was this big loser. And in March of 2022, something really bad happened, and it changed my life forever. But without going into details, I almost closed down my salon again, and I almost closed down all my businesses and shut everything down. I was like, you know what? Like, I am done. This is like even too much even for me. I think I'm a pretty resilient person. I'm pretty strong, but it was a lot. And I almost closed down my business, my whole business, my Instagram, everything. And then I started thinking, why am I going to do that? And how is it going to help me? And what will it bring to my life that's going to be so much better? And I realized I was going to quit because why, right? Why would I quit? Because I wanted to take the easy road of quitting. I didn't want to keep going. I wanted to take the easy road. That's just what it was. And I didn't want to keep trying. And it wasn't really business-wise. It was most personal life, of overcoming hard things. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking tired of having to overcome hard things. Like, this sucks. And I just wanted to throw it all in, right? So what I did, instead of comparing myself, like we've been talking about, and letting the circumstances in my life and allowing the fear that also was, instilled to me, by others that do love me, but weren't helpful at that time, and other things, I decided that I was going to stop comparing my freaking business and my life to everybody else and to what society says. And I was going to do my own thing. And so I started doing this thing, which I call my one-day social media breaks. I'm currently right now on one because yesterday I had a surprise, so I had to be on social. So I'm taking my other social media break again. I take hours of break of social every day, which I never share on my socials, but I'm sharing with you here. I decided to, focus on Pinterest, and that ended up growing into learning how to organically use Pinterest traffic to grow my business, which I've been doing from 2020, but really do it, how to really grow my views and so many things, organically on Pinterest, which ended up becoming a course, which I sold last month. Then I became a Pinterest creator. I've got a Pinterest episode. I have another Pinterest episode coming this Thursday, which I'm super excited, with Pinterest TV. I just got a scholarship. I'm not doing this to brag. I promise it has a point. My business is growing. I'm able to help other, beauty pros around my area. I'm able to reference out. I have another article coming out soon. And I'm sharing all this because literally the girl who's telling you all this almost closed her doors in March of 2022 because life got really, really tough. And what I went through and what I'm still going through, because I'm going through my healing journey, I don't wish upon anybody. I don't think no human being should ever have to go through this, ever. But is that part of understanding and all the stuff that I'm sharing with you today? I'm not sharing it to be cute and uplifting. It's really what has gotten me where I'm at today. And in less than 6 months, my whole life changed in hurtful ways and in amazing, beautiful ways. And it was with a perspective shift that I was going to stop comparing myself. I was going to take charge of my own life. I understood that I'm the creator of my own income and resources, understanding that I was going to do business differently to what fit my lifestyle, and that I was going to choose to keep going and be proactive instead of reacting in the situation I was in, because reacting was not helping anybody, including myself. And that's where I'm at today. And that's how I've gotten here. And so if you are struggling, and I am not a therapist, please get the help that you need. I suffer from anxiety, if you didn't know that. I talk to my therapist as often as I need. That's part of my mental health thing. I got support from my family. I got also my time and space when I needed it to. I didn't have to announce it to the world. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to now really, truly do business under my own terms. And this morning I couldn't sleep. So I woke up at 5 a.m. and I'm literally about to finish this week. I'm going to be launching my mobile salon class. I'm not going to do a big launch. It's more like a soft launch, which means I'm not posting it all the time on social. So I was able to do all that just by learning how to do business my own way. And that's why I invite you today, is that don't allow this whole the news. I don't really like watching the news, to be honest with you. I like to know what's going on around the world once a month, and that's about it. It's really designed to make people watch it more and really induce fear. And there's been a lot of studies about that. You can look it up. But just really be the creator of your life. Really choose to be in the role that you are the boss. You decided to become a business owner for a reason, and that you already have everything inside of you that you need to go to the next level. And it doesn't have to be this crazy big step. It's literally baby steps from just the way that you think and you analyze and start being so, reactive. And that when life happens and it gets hard, because I acknowledge that, because I was there, life can be very tough, and there can be situations where we really need to take the pause, acknowledge your feelings, but keep going. Restart your engine and keep going. For me, literally, it was probably 2 weeks of really hitting it hard, where I told you, I almost closed my business. But that beautiful lesson has taught me so many things and has really prepared me in life and in business for other situations that I really hope I never have to go through. But it has made me more resilient, and I wanted to share that with you today. Choose resilience. Choose to be proactive. Choose to step into your greatness, into the beauty that others see in you. Because sometimes we have those clients and we have those people in our life like, hey, you're so talented at this, or hey, I'll pay you if you do this for me. Or like, hey, why don't you teach a class about this? Like, I have like 10 people, like they're willing to go and learn from you. And we stop ourselves because we don't think we're ready, or we're not knowledgeable enough, or that's not our expertise. Like, why do we do that to ourselves when other people can sometimes see our potential shine so bright? And for me, it took years, I'm being honest with you. It took me years to master the hairstyling portion of it for special event services, but I love it now. I see it like an art, like I do with color. And with makeup, I've become more confident in it. And I know I have a certain level of skill. And, I have my people, just like you have your people that are looking for you for certain services and are looking for you for your expertise. So choose your hard, and choose your simple. And to end this episode, what I mean by choose your hard, like we can choose things to be hard, or we can choose them to be simple. And simple doesn't mean easy. Simple still takes work. Simple still takes taking action. Simple means being proactive. But we can choose, I could have chosen to keep it, do the hard way where I'm like, oh, poor me, or this sucks. So I'm just gonna, quit all this, forget this, go get in my 9-to-5 job and forget my career and just leave it all behind. Or I chose simple. Simple was not easy at all. It required me to ask for help. It required me to change my mind and mindfulness, and how I see money, how I see abundance, how I see business. And to other people, it may make no flipping sense what I'm doing in my business. For me, it makes perfect sense. So choose what makes sense to you. Don't allow others' opinions or reactions to keep you from taking action. So much love. I hope this episode was helpful for you. I'll see you next week. Bye, love.